Welcome, my fish fam. You are seeing perhaps the final form of the Legacy Merfolk deck that I have been painstakingly playtested for over a month now. This journey has taken me places. In fact, I have so many Legacy trophies right now that someone went into my comment section on the Gameplay YouTube channel and are like, what's going on? Nikachu, how do you have 3 trophies? Is it really with Merfolk? Yes, it is with Merfolk. I've gotten actually 4 trophies with Merfolk because I'm telling you, and I am on this mission to make Merfolk in Legacy great again. I know it has the power. It absolutely has. There's nothing I fear. I don't understand why this isn't like a top 5 deck. I'm serious. So, I've been tweaking and testing. It's funny how we started the whole thing off. Used to be like 4 Curse Catcher, 4 Days in the deck. Where are the Curse Catchers? Where are the Dazes? All right, let's talk about the list. So we have True Name Nemesis now in the main deck instead of the sideboard, because I wanted to open up more options to have more powerful cards in my sideboard. Things like Null Rod, more Null Rods, and even Caracas. So that required me having to move True Name from the sideboard to the main deck. And then as I move True Name from the sideboard to the main deck, what is a very good card to have combined with True Name? Well, we have Phantasmal Image here. But the thing is, now Phantasmal Image is not only good at copying True Name to beat the more mid-rangey decks of the format, the green decks, like the Maverick style decks, and even the control decks, but also Phantasmal Image is an absolute house versus Reanimator, versus Show and Tell, because they like reanimate, for example, Archon of Cruelty, and then you just play your own Phantasmal Image, make them sacrifice the Archon, and they're dead. They're dead. They're not even coming back from that. You can play a random creature in addition, and then even if they reanimate the Archon again, you'll always have an extra creature on the battlefield. You always have the Archon on the battlefield and beat them. Same thing with the Show and Tell decks. They Show and Tell Emrakul in play. You violin Phantasmal Image, copy the Emrakul, kill them. So, I found that my win rate versus Reanimator versus Show and Tell decks were super high. And also my win rate versus Delver decks super high, so I started shaving the Dazes and the Curse Catchers. I predominantly would shave the Daze because I do really like it versus the combo decks and the Delver decks / Death Shadow, the tempo, mana efficient tempo style decks. However, I'm siding out Daze in every game post-board, and I'm winning them anyway. So I just sort of concluded, well, it's a good card. It's a bit win more. Although I do like Daze in like the more clunkier mid-rangey matchups like Esper Vial, Death and Taxes, and some of the initiative decks that like go all in. Elvish Spirit Guide, Simian Spirit Guide. Play this initiative, dude. Daze. But anyway, I think we could beat those decks anyway with Phantasmal Image. Phantasmal Image also very good versus initiative decks. What other additions? Mistcaller. So as I was shaving Curse Catcher, I still think this deck should have 6 1-drops. Ideally 7 to 8. Because there are matchups like the Cephalid Breakfast deck that you want to have an aggro plan. You want to play the 1-drop into Lord, get them dead as quickly as possible. You could say the same thing about the Show and Tell decks. You do not want to waste too much time versus them. So I do want a 1-drop, another 1-drop aside from Tide Shaper. In this archetype that also synergizes with Hexcatcher, mind you, versus a lot of combo decks. So you want to have a 1-drop that couples with combos with Vidalian Hexcatcher, or has synergy, I should say. So I decided it's going to be on Mistcaller. Why? Because it's powerful. Screws Reanimator. Screws Show and Tell. Has splash damage versus the Natural Order decks and also the Green Sun Zenith decks. But most importantly, Cephalid Breakfast can't combo off while this thing's on the battlefield. So game 1, if you play turn 1 Mistcaller, they're basically lost. They have to they need the Cephalid Illusionist combo, plus they need to Wizard Cycle for Thassa's Oracle. That's too much to ask for. So Mistcaller combined with a Clock leaves them stone dead. Now, some things that have not changed. Oh, by the way, by taking out Daze, I can play Otawara now, which is nice. Bounce tokens, bounce Murktide, bounce whatever. Sometimes save your own creature. Now, I'm still off Chalice of the Void. Chalice of the Void is a trap. It's a trap. Do not play Chalice in your deck. Do not play it on 1. It is useless versus the Delver decks. Or it's very high risk. low reward in my opinion. Awkward on the, it's not that good on the play, overrated on the play, very bad on the draw. Don't do it. This is one, in my opinion, this is my innovation to this deck right now. Chalice of the Void on 1 is a trap versus the Delver decks. And it's funny, we were talking about in the Merfolk Discord about how Chalice of the Void is a trap versus Hammer Time, because you want to be dealing with the stuff on the board, not with what's in their hand. And there are other ways, there's other things they can do to get their hammer into play. Same thing with the Delver decks. Alright, so if they go turn 1 Dragon Rage Chalice into Delver, and you, even if you land Chalice on 1, they can still Daze, they can still Force a Will, they can still play Murktide, they can play Tarmogoyf. Alright, so you can still lose even with a Chalice on 1, and you wasted a turn playing that Chalice. I'm hard off of Chalice. What is good? Okay, so what do we have in the sideboard? Things like Blue Elemental Blast, Hydro Blast to deal with a resolved Dragon Rage Chandler, which also I think is good versus the red Painter decks and also the mono-red Prison deck. And when you're not on so many, when you're not on the Chalice on 1 plan, you have more room to play with 1-drops. And I think there's a lot of 1-drops in Legacy that now opens the door to be played by Legacy Merfolk. For Null Rod! There is no replacement to this card. I'm really sorry. This screws every deck. You play this versus Ace Cast, they're dead. You play this versus Painter, they cannot win until this thing's off the battlefield. And everything else is BS. Null Rod is the real deal. You play this versus any Storm deck that has artifacts. Either comboing off is super awkward or they cannot do it. Any artifact deck with Grim Monolith and stuff, they're toast. Null Rod is the sideboard card, probably the most impactful sideboard card I have here. Super happy to see it all the time. Also combos very well with Karakas because I side out all my Ether Vials in any Null Rod matchup, and I'll bring in Karakas just as some random lands to help cast and curve out while I have Null Rod in play. What else do I have to say about Null Rod? Okay. The number one question you're all going to ask is, okay, Null Rod, what's the budget replacement for this? I don't want to buy this card. I think a good budget replacement would be Chalice of the Void. It's not a really good budget replacement, but I'm assuming most of you already own this card. Only play it on 0. Only bring it into the decks where they have 0-drops, like the Storm decks, 8-cast, and so on. And also 2 Hurkyl's Recalls. That is good versus basically 1 deck, 8-cast, but it's a very popular deck. The deck doesn't require any reserve list cards. It's good digitally, and it's going to be very popular in paper. So I think Hurkyl's Recall is very good there. What else do I have to say? I took out Trickster completely, but then I brought it in because I felt like my Delver matchup was getting weaker and weaker, even though I was still winning, and so I didn't want to risk it. Trickster is based... I look at Trickster as a removal spell versus Delver. I do not play it as a tempo card. I use it as a removal spell. I'm waiting for that Delver to attack. You're going to lose flying, and I'm going to block it. You attack with that Ragavan. You're going to make you lose all abilities, lose flying, and I'm going to block it. So Trickster for me is a removal spell in that format. Okay, what else do I want to share with all? Okay, I'll answer some of your questions, but I also, interestingly enough, I'm now recording a lot of data so I can get a really good idea of where this deck stands versus the archetypes, so I can adjust it as follows. So here is my current data for all the matches I've played, or almost all the matches I've played with True Name Nemesis in the main deck, not in the sideboard, in the main deck, because at that point it's a very different deck, but also I was confident with my experience in Modern. Now the Daze deck, that still worked. I had a 62% win rate with that over about like 100 or so matches. It's still like tournament playable. I saw other people after I made this deck started putting up results with Daze, but most importantly, and I think it's higher than 62%. I think it deserves maybe about 67% because I lost a lot of matches just learning the nuances of Legacy, learning the matchups, and also learning the interactions, because I would make some blunders because I didn't understand how cards interacted until they actually got played out. So I'm currently a little bit under, and this is mostly leagues with 1 challenge, 1 Modern challenge. I'm missing 3 results here because a Modern challenge is only 7 rounds and leagues are 5. So I miss it. Maybe I dropped out of one of these tournaments, and that's why it's even at 55 matches. But certainly around 73%. Very happy with my list. Very happy with the results, and I can see in real time where, you know, where I'm winning or losing. Like, I'm crushing Reanimator. I'm sort of crushing Delver. Like, 2 of those wins were close, and that's why I added the Tricksters to the deck. Like, I know how close these matchups are, but we're crushing Show and Tell. We're crushing Reanimator. We're beating Stoneblade. I'm getting my ass handed to me by Blue-White Control. I'm fine with that for the meantime. We're beating Uro thanks to Caracas. Weirdly enough, Caracas actually... So this card is basically in the deck only for Uro, but also has splash damage versus Show and Tell and Reanimator, which is, again, a reason I don't need Curse Catcher anymore. I don't need the Dazes anymore. Like, we have so much interaction for those combo decks. Like, maybe I don't even need Phantasmal Image. I could replace it with Sphaloon. Who said, like... Fred says, that's a very impressive record. Yes, it is very impressive. I'm telling you, people, this is a hit. This deck is a hidden gem in the format that, I don't know, nobody's playing. Nobody's playing because maybe they have the wrong approach to it. I have a very different approach to the matchups these days as a much more... over the years, like, I even promoted the Chalice on 1 strategy versus Delver, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay, so what are some of your questions, if you have anyone? I thought the 3 drops were too slow for game 1. They are! And I am going to forfeit some... I am forfeiting... Let me get this back up. I'm forfeiting percentages versus Storm. But you know what? I don't think there's, like, a great way to deal with Storm anyway. So I don't know. I don't think there's a great way to deal with Storm. So I'm, like, 3-3 versus Storm. And said, you know what? Screw it. It's going to come down to the sideboard cards so we can be a little bit more clunky. And like I like the Daze Curse Catcher version to beat the combo decks like Reanimator and Show and Tell, which are very, very popular, as you can see. Like, I play against these decks a lot. And like even more than this, because this is just when this record just accounts for the times that I put True Name Nemesis in the main deck. If you're trying to get rid of 0 drops, Ratchet Bomb is a good budget. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to work versus the most 0 drop deck, or not all the 0 drop decks. For example, if they see for example, what's it called? I know what you're talking about. Like, it's not bad. It's not terrible. I'm not going to be a huge hater on Ratchet Bomb, but things like 8 cast, they'll just crack their baubles and they'll just draw a card off of it, and then they'll just replay them. So it's not going to interact the way you want it to against all the decks. David Stroka says, how does it perform versus Elves? Terrible. Elves is a tough matchup. I lost twice. Lifetime, I think I did win. I did beat Elves once. You can beat them with the Mana Screw plan. All right. Enough talk. More action. Let's get into a league. Let's get into a league. There should be some good stuff. See if I can show you all my experience.
Loopy Lobster.
Is True Name really good game 1? I thought it was only good in certain matchups. So it's going to be good versus the more mid-rangey decks, which I have to admit are way more prominent in Legacy than I would have first given it credit for. They're like, it's awkward versus the combo decks, but you just gotta have to live with it. Like, for example, you could you can always pitch it to Force a Will, worst case scenario. Okay, I have no idea who this is. I'm not thrilled that we have a lot of Merfolk Tricksters here, because I honestly don't really like Trickster in the format. I put Trickster back in the deck because I was getting a little bit weaker to Delver. And I also thought I was getting weaker to Control, and I didn't have any means of, like, didn't have as many flash creatures to put into play. So I thought I'd put the Tricksters back into the deck. Grimoire Thief and Paradise Mantle, Penance Aura, no black needed. Oh god, well that's just a bit fancy. So anyway, we'll keep this. We've got a curve. We've got like Mist Caller into Hex Catcher into Phantasmal Image. Wooded Foothills. Ignoble Hierarch. Alright, so it looks like
Ignoble
Maverick? I'm guessing this is Maverick. Mist Caller, hoping they do not court anything to play. Also hoping that so this is a good matchup where it's like True Name main feels great. They could, like, tutor up Plague Engineer, but it's really nice to have something to put pressure on, what's it called? Grist. Like, if they play that here. There's a lot of red. Maybe this is not what I think it is. You're going to attack? Okay, I have no idea what's going on. Well, if you have Stomp in your deck, it's useless here. I ran Sonic Blast my Modern Merfolk deck years ago, and it won me a lot of games because they didn't see it coming. Outland Liberator. I don't know what this deck is.
It's a werewolf, though.
Yeah. How does this work? If a player casts no spells during their turn, it becomes Knight. Yeah, okay, whatever. Whatever, buddy. Okay, Force Will is convenient. This sort of looks like a deck that might tutor up stuff, but I do have Force of Will. Do I just... Maybe I just wait and do nothing. I sort of want to attack, just be the aggressor. For all I know, they have Cradle in their deck. It doesn't feel great, but I'll attack with this Mistcaller and trade with this flashing in Hexcatcher. They don't do anything, so I'm not going to flash in Hexcatcher. It doesn't seem necessary. I'll just pass.
Don't kill the Cuckoos.
And I'll just pass. Yeah, this is very much Legacy. I know it's hard to tell, because like the Modern Merfolk deck looks so similar to this. Well, I didn't play anything, so you get to transform, so it's just a 3/3. I don't know, tap this thing down. I want to say they're flooded a bit. Because they couldn't use 3 mana last turn. Or maybe the curve starts at 4, I don't know. Sure. Yeah, it looks like they're flooded. They don't have any threats. So whatever they play, we can Force a Will it and be done with it. I love the DMR Force. I have the foil. This is the Force I've actually chosen. It's different. I'm actually a bit tired. See, there's Grist. I knew it. Okay, so they're flooded. So it looks like we are just supremely advantaged here. I guess we're just going to attack. And probably pump everything up with Hexcatcher. Or are we? Actually, they don't have black yet. Nah, let's just put the pedal to the metal here. Unless they have some weird interaction like Veil of Summer in the main deck. Pass. You got any tips against Boros Initiative? Yeah, Force of Will the damn thing. Or let the thing resolve and then Phantasmal Image it and steal the initiative. Fury!
Force of Will.
Yeah, I'm gonna Force a Will, but it would have been nicer to actually copy this thing. Yeah, I gotta Force a Will it. Damn! They still have black mana, so what do I keep the Trickster? Okay, I'll get rid of the Phantasmal Image. Maybe keep the Trickster around.
He's toast.
Merfolk, I see we're fueling Nikachu's obsession. Yeah, absolutely. The best Merfolk will be Razorfin Hunter. Oh, they didn't attack. Well, that's a bit concerning. Okay, I don't like Grist. A lot of stuff I don't like. I could just attack for 4, then try to tap this thing down to prevent Grist from coming down. Or I can attack... I could attack with both, sack Mistcaller, tap this thing down. So like, what if I attack with both and you block Mistcaller? You take 4, you go to 8, I have like 1,000,000 power on the board. You kill off one Hexcatcher. I probably win? I think I'm only screwed to another... I think I'm only screwed to another, Fury. Fury might blow me out hard. Oh, you don't want to block anymore? You want to block? You don't want to block? I don't think I should be too afraid of, like, natural order or anything like that. So they take 4. Upkeep. Like, I think... Because if they play land grist, I think that's over. But they're flooding. Like, they're definitely flooding to some degree.
3,
So I'm assuming they have a land in hand.
1.
Or like a black mana source. Well, that's not good news. Endurance. Okay. That's a tough one. Now, if they go land grist, that would really suck. Because it's hard to beat. Okay, they don't have it. And they can't play Fury either. I will go for the win by just attacking with all my creatures.
Big.
That's actually excellent. Alright, now they can't, I don't think they can even win with a bolt. Or maybe they can. They can bolt this, block one of the tricksters. Wow, we beat the mid-rangey deck and we didn't even have True Name. But it looked like their start. Or maybe they just didn't want to 2-for-1 themselves with Fury. Or maybe they had no opportunity. They had no red card. Okay, I'll bring in Dismember. Now, if there's one thing I've learned in Legacy, I actually do not like using Dismember on the mana dorks. It seems like I mean, unless you have the information that they're choked on mana, it seems actually useless to attack mana dorks. For some reason, they just always have infinite mana. Not to mention, Green Sun Zenith is ramp itself. So it's a tutor for something or it's a mana dork. It's just so hard to attack their mana. Do they have legendary cards? I actually don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go look. Does Maverick... I want to say Maverick has legendary cards. But maybe not. There's Questing Beast. That's it. Oh, they have Minsk and Boo. Minsk and Boo!
So Minsk is like the little termite thing, right?
I might actually bring in Hydroblast for that. I might need to bring in a few Hydroblasts. Okay, cards I don't like. I think about some Lotus Petal or Mox Diamond in Legacy Merfolk. What do you think? Or Splash White? No. Don't splash anything. Mono Blue is totally fine. Nothing wrong with blue. Yeah, Questing Beast is quite good. I might need... Actually, no, they showed me Fury. Okay, so let's bring in a lot of these. Mistcaller is probably fine. True Name is great. Force Will might be... Okay, Trickster, not in love with Trickster in these types of matchups. Silvergill, a little vulnerable. But not terrible. Silvergill actually might be a waste of time. I prefer to play with, like, Phantasmal Image to copy my True Name. Wasteland... Maybe I'm going to take out some Wastelands for the Caracas, because I really don't like being on the Mana Screw plan versus Mana Dork decks. It's just so feeble. It's impossible. And Caracas can be used versus Minsk and Boo and Questing Beast, so... occasionally when I side in Caracas, I'm siding out Wasteland. But I'm only siding out Wasteland in this case because I actually just don't think it's useful. Energy Flux versus Null Rod? Null Rod's cheaper. You could be dead by turn 3. This hand is... sort of sucks, but I guess we're going to keep it.
It's the bomb.
The only place where you splash any colors in Merfolk is Commander. I think there's some room to maybe splash, but like no one really convinces me. They're like, hey, why don't you just splash this color? Okay, what for? Like there has to be a colossal great reason to do it.
Hey, mulligan. 4 to 5.
Yeah, we're going to keep. Maybe they're just like red-green mid-range. No, but they had Grist. This is like some sort of variation on Maverick. Ideally, you save your Dismember for like Endurance. You save it for Plague Engineer. Like, you got to be careful with your Dismember. So if they played a Mana Dork, I'd just let it live and then try to deal with anything afterwards. Still nothing. You want to do nothing, huh? Well, I have my one Silvergill Adept. I'm gonna go out and do something. If it dies to Plague Engineer, it dies to Plague Engineer. If it dies to Grist, then it dies to Grist. Crocus can bounce Boo. Yeah, Crocus can bounce Boo. That's how it works. Crocus can bounce the Boo in Minskin Boo, the Hamsty. Land do nothing. Their hand sucks. What is going on here?
Are they building up to something huge?
Probably. I don't even know what to do. I guess attack, play Vile, and hold up Hydroblast for Minskin Boo. If it like, I don't want that resolve. Hopefully they don't play Carpet of Flowers. That'd be brutal. But I also want to save my Ottawa for, I don't know, like, if they play Endurance or something. Yeah, Fish Fam is in the house. I've been putting a lot of work into this deck. It's a great deck. It's a great deck, in my opinion. Yeah, back to... Not only we're back to True Name, Matthias, I have it back in the main. It's like, True Name is garbage. All right, we're doing what True Name can be good enough for the sideboard. Okay, True Name can be good enough for the main deck. And honestly, partially, it's great because of these matchups. Like, my Daze deck did very poorly in this matchup. Boy, am I super happy to see that. I'm never unhappy to see a Boseiju on my Ether Vial. Land is a land. Okay, what do you got? What do you got for me? You got the Boo? You got the Boo and Minskin Boo? Do these decks play Wasteland? They do, for Wasteland. There's the Minskin Boo! I brought in this Hydroblast just for you.
Sorry, hamster.
Now, I don't know if it's important to keep this or hold on to a Caracas, because they would just make a Boo. There's a battlefield at the beginning of your upkeep. 3 counters, sack a creature. Yeah, I don't like the idea of any of that stuff. I'm just wondering, do I Phantasmal Image copy my Silvergill Adept or play Lord attack? Whoa! That's what I'm talking about! I'm gonna keep the Caracas in hand for now. I should probably attack first. Hopefully they do not have Plague Engineer. Up. Well, actually, okay, I will wait till next turn, but then I'll play Phantasmal Image, copy True Name, and then play Lord of Atlantis. I just don't want to do it now, because if I play Phantasmal Image now off of my Otawara, then I'll just get smoked so hard by a, what's it called, Plague Engineer. Whereas right now, I have some good comeback potential. If they, let's say, Green Sun Zenith for play... Does Green Sun Zenith find black cards? Pretty sure. Search your library for... Oh, no, it's search for green. Okay, forget that. It doesn't... I can't do that. Or they can't do that, so I don't have to be worried about it. They can Natural Order for 1. The hell is this? Sack of Forest. Add 3 mana in combination. Well, that sounds dangerous. What are you trying to play, dude? I don't know. Am I supposed to dismember this thing?
Yes. Get rid of it now.
I will untap. I will consider my options here. Okay, I think I will attack with both of them. Is it legendary? No, it's just an orc. I have no idea what to do here.
Just get...
I sort of feel like blowing this thing up, but okay, let's attack for 5 first. Let's see if they block. I don't know what they're building up towards. Maybe a Primeval Titan, for all I know. If they block Silvergill Adept, I'd actually be happy about that. No, they don't do that. Huh.
Just dismember. He probably really needs to sack this forest for mana.
Sack Forest. I don't have a counter spell.
You have a full 20. It's practically a free Free dismember.
Okay, hold on. Let's cast this. Let's see if they have a Pyroblast or something. Nope. Okay, so if you Fury next turn, which you're not, can't kill them next turn. This guy is just freaking me out. Like, I don't have a counter spell, and they didn't block, so they have some plan. I'll just wasteland this Taiga, and hope they don't play Swamp Plague Engineer. Ooh, you want to stomp this? Okay, that's fine. That's a-okay by me. You guys think this guy's playing a weird brew? It's possible.
Nothing.
Well, that's even more suspicious. What the hell does that mean? You have this guy that you could play. Okay, I'll attack for 6. I guess endurance? Yeah. They want to put all my stuff back into my deck. Oh no. They're dead to like... Maybe I should have played Lord of Atlantis, then really put my opponent dead to like land. What I can do is, like, if there is a Plague Engineer...
Good games.
I could bounce something of my own with Otawara. Alright, we beat... I think we beat some sort of green-red... Like, it seems like Jund Maverick, but I don't know. I'm not familiar with this type of deck. Alright, moving on to game 2. Crackling Goblin's like, Orcish Lumberjack. I haven't seen that card in ages. I won the die roll.
How about that?
Okay. Hand looks good. We're going to keep. Hand looks good against almost all decks. Hopefully our opponent is not playing a Wasteland deck, because only I got a Cavern of Souls for mana. When you have Hexcatcher in hand, you probably should be playing your Tide Shaper on turn 1. And in the blind, you're going to hit, like... You're going to be up against a lot of blue decks anyway. Like, there's still, like, I don't know, 50% of your matchups are going to be blue decks. Or what does this say? How many of these are blue decks? A lot of blue decks over there. I have to admit, Tide Shaper, though, is also very good. Like, if I knew my opponent had Urza's Saga in their deck, I wouldn't have played this thing on turn 1. But it's good if you combine it with Hexcatcher the next turn. Delver of Secrets. All right. The classic matchup. Land. Excellent. Because I'm going to wasteland them. Okay, so first off, first line of business, let's attack for 2.
Well, he's got that island.
Yeah, well, they got the island. Don't wasteland before you attack for 2, because it will shrink the Tide Shaper. I do have the option also to just Tide Shaper that land, but, I mean, they could daze it in the future. So now we're going to wasteland. And then we're going to Tide Shaper. Just put power on the battlefield. I mean, if they don't... And that might have been their only land. It happens pretty often. No, I wouldn't say super often, but like a good chunk of the time, there's a good chunk of games they just do nothing. And then you just play your cards out and they lose.
Does it flip?
Does it flip?
It's about to flip out.
Spell Pierce revealed. That is a very useless card. Versus us. Okay, so they're going to attack for 3.
You got that tricky.
I do have the tricky, and I'm probably going to tricky it. Probably next turn. I do have the option to just go pretty balls out aggro.
Or just copy it. Or do you get the other side when you copy it?
So ideally, I should be leaving back 1 Tide Shaper to block. Or will that work? No, maybe that doesn't work, because they could attack without the fetch land. I Trickster it, I double block, and they kill both Tide Shaper and Trickster. They don't have to crack this for Bolt. Or maybe I just wait 1 turn. I can Hexcatcher at the end of their turn and Trickster on a future turn. Because they have to crack this at some point. Or do I do it immediately? No, okay, whatever. I could even attack. And maybe I even Trickster it next turn and try to block it. And if it fails, I don't know, play Hexcatcher or something. Or I'll figure it out on their turn. I have the choice between Hexcatcher and Trickster on their turn. Lord Magicus says that I think that deck did play Titan. So like I said, I like Trickster more as a removal spell than as a tempo card. But when in Rome, this actually looks like a pretty decent spot to be a tempo card. Because ideally, when I try to when it attacks, I make it lose all abilities. I want to be able to double block it. I can only single block it right now. How much pressure do I put on my opponent if... Okay, so I try to block, you bolt, I take 3 damage. Or I just tap it down. Why did they have to curve out? This would be easier if they just didn't have any more lands. Okay, obviously you're going to do something. So if I just tap it... Okay, this is rare. I rarely do this. But I don't see a good way of actually cleanly blocking this if they have removal. And if they don't have removal... We're probably just going to steamroll them anyway. So this basically just plays around removal. But usually I try to use these Tricksters as removal spells, but I never had the ability to double block. I couldn't guarantee that they were going to crack the Flooded Strand or play the Volcanic Island, turning the Tide Shaper into a 2/2. Crack that fetch land. Back to basics too slow? Yes, quite slow. No!
Oh, that's not so bad.
It's plenty bad.
You can copy it.
Yeah, I could, but I don't really want to. Now, the fortunate thing is I can attack into it, and very cleanly. Is there an instant in the graveyard? There isn't! So what that means is if there's no instant in the graveyard, the Tarmogoyf, they can, like, play Daze, for example. Well, I could pre-combat play this, see what my opponent does, then reevaluate. There are other things like I could do is I can play Image, well, I don't want to play Image because that has its own problems. I can play Lord of Atlantis at Kraken for 9, they go to 6. Cleanest thing to do is attack with all of these, though. Maybe the cleanest thing to do is play Hexcatcher, see what they do. It doesn't guarantee a lot of damage. So if I play Lord of Atlantis, they untap, they kill my Lord. How do I get in the last 6 points of damage? Or I could just commit myself to letting these ones, like one of these things die. They take 6, go to 9. They're still quite a ways from beating me. Okay, let's see how this works pre-combat.
No days.
Or Force of Will, which I think they should have used. So after they take 9 damage, I mean, they're going to be super dead to this Lord of Atlantis. I can even sack a few... I can sack 2 creatures to protect the Hexcatcher to make sure my Lord of Atlantis will cleanly kill them. Yeah, so we'll be just countering this. Main deck Pyroblast, you say. Michael, I use Cavern to make it uncounterable, but they can still play counter spells into an uncounterable card. It won't counter my card, but it would put an instant in the graveyard, which there was none, and it would grow the Tarmogoyf.
All right.
And that should be over.
Swing for a clean 6.
They're like, okay, I'm not attacking anymore. Attack's over. but I am just getting started. Okay. Did we need Chalice of the Void?
Yes.
Did Chalice of the Void win the game? No, it did not.
Yes, it did.
So I think I have a very different perspective on this matchup now. You really want to mostly deal with only the cards that have resolved, not the cards, not the spells in their hand. You want to, this matchup should be about prioritizing, interacting with creatures that have resolved. They're on the battlefield. Mind you, Tarmogoyf and Murktide can get around a Chalice on one. And you should focus less on preventing the Pyroblasts and the Brainstorms and Ponders. I think that's the wrong way to look at this matchup now. So Dismember kills Dragon Rage Chandler, Delver, and occasionally Tarmogoyf. Trickster can kill Tarmogoyf, can actually kill everything. Tarmogoyf, Dragon Rage Chandler, and Delver. Blue Elemental Blast can interact with removal spells, but kills Dragon Rage Channeler. Cards we're going to side out. Force of Will, because we do not want a 2-for-1 ourselves. Mistcaller is a bit poop. Yeah, what do I do here? Yeah, I guess we're going to take out 2 Mistcallers and a Phantasmal Image. I'm going to keep maximum weight. Wasteland is quite good in this matchup, too. Is this the Euro version? It might. I mean, I don't know. Mailmaster, welcome. For the pony. For the ponies out there. Okay, this hand could get hurt by a Force of Will or Daze on the play, or even Spell Pierce. Don't know why they would still have that, but I mean, I'm not mulliganing any one land Vile hands. The hell is this? Oh, you want to Pyroblast me or something? Oh, you floated a red for Pyroblast. Okay, it gets countered. It's not the end of the world. We still have a Tide Shaver that we can play on the next turn if we miss our land drop. But it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Oh, wow, that was a delayed super chat. Thank you so much again, Millmaster. All right, Tide Shaver, get in there. It's probably gonna get Power Blasted or something. They don't have to Pyroblast. They can Pyroblast after the fact if they want to. Unfortunately, I don't have a Merfolk Trickster if they're preparing a turn 2 Tarmogoyf. There it is. Land. Not land. Alright, well, we're in a lot of trouble. As is Magic sometimes. No blocks. It's our turn. Oh, that's nice. I would defend this if I could. Okay, cards to get rid of. I guess the Hex Catcher. Oops, cancel. We'll get rid of... Actually, I'll get rid of the image. I'll keep the True Name, because if we can curve, land, Cavernous Souls, True Name, then that can block the Tarmogoyf for the duration of the game. So having one True Name is probably useful in hand. Maybe I should have thrown away a Lord. Phantasmal Image can copy the True Name. Oh, lordy. Wasteland too? If you had to pick another archetype besides Merfolk to play in Legacy, what would I pick? Blue-Red Delver. And I don't care about everyone who says it's garbage. Blue-Red Delver. Uh-oh, there's a clock. That's a nice card. No targets, though. I don't know if I would have done, this is Dismember range. So we get hit for 8. So 5 is at least going to kill us. I think that's it. It's the end of the road for us here. It was nice to listen to you game. Unfortunately, you need to sign off. See you later. Enjoy helping your dad. The Delver of Secrets. Some people out there be like, Nikachu, you should mulligan the one land Vile Hand. Well, no. It's very unlucky that for 5 draw steps, I would say maybe 4 draw steps, because the 5th draw step didn't matter. I was dead at this point. That you don't draw a second land. And also, you don't want to you do not want to be mulliganing versus the Delver matchup, because it is to a degree an attrition war. So I have no changes. I like the deck. This is our second match. This hand is A-okay by my standards. Okay, we'll go Island Go. They're going to look at the top of their library, which means they have a fetch land, which means they like what's on top, because they would have fetched. So they got a little something out of there. Okay, we'll go Merfolk. And probably next turn I'm going to play Tide Shaper. Ideally, they're going to play like Dragon Rage Channeler. I Blue Elemental Blast, and then I can play Tide Shaper right after that. Have you faced any games against the Ancient Impersoner yet? I have no idea what that is. Ooh, and we got Wasteland. We got a Wasteland for ourselves. Which I think is also very good in this matchup. Okay, so Wasteland is good in this matchup for 2 reasons. The first one is that you could just kill them. Like, they may not have any more lands left in their deck. Or sorry, they may not play anything for the rest of the game. But the second reason you want to have Wasteland is that it forces them to ponder and brainstorm for more lands instead of stuff that can kill you. Okay, I am again in the same similar situation as before. It's funny, I could really mana screw them here. I could actually go Tide Shaper one thing, Wasteland the other. And I still have a Wasteland for the future. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for that line. And what do I go for first? I think I should Tide Shaper first, because that'd be a weird thing to daze. If they wanted to daze to protect one of the lands. I guess we'll go for the Trop, because the red source matters more in the long run. Or maybe I should have went for the red source. So if they play another... You know what? Maybe I got that wrong. Because if they find another red source and they kill the Tide Shaper, then they already have the red source already. So maybe I thought about that wrong. Anyway.
What's happened?
Our opponent is a mono blue deck now. And I guess I'm just going to hold on to the Wasteland. Ooh, they think they're the beatdown. I could trade. Oh, no, I can't, because there's no instant in the graveyard, and they have Brainstorm, probably. Delver, sure. I will gladly attack into that thing. Attack! Oh, maybe they're going to play Daze? No, they don't. Well, I'll play Hexcatcher. And now I think I'm going to Wasteland this Tropical Island just to prevent them from playing Brainstorm and stuff like that. Because it seems like they have that. We'll shrink my Tide Shaper a little bit, but I think it's worth it. Oh, I don't have Island Walk anymore! That's awkward.
But he doesn't have a land at all.
That's true. Yeah, no land.
Oof! Big oof, he's got nothing.
Do you even want to attack? That's right. Unfortunately, these blue elemental blasts are not looking great here. Okay, I guess we'll start with Lord of Atlantis, attack with both. Because if I kill off both of these creatures... Actually, Tarmogoyf can't block anything profitably, so I can trade with an Insectile Aberration, which I'm totally fine with. So there's going to be a trade here.
Goodbye, Mr. Secrets.
Oh, it's interesting. There's no creature in the graveyard either. Okay, well, whatever. So now the Tarmogoyf gets a little bit bigger for a different reason.
No land, huh? Just pass on your turn. Yes!
Yeah, but I'm not doing great in attacking this Tarmogoyf.
It's fine. Just keep getting more lords, like now.
Another wasteland. So Daze is useless. So I guess I could try to play this image?
Yeah.
I guess I attempt.
On the Tarmogoyf.
I could copy the Tarmogoyf if I wanted to. Oh, how do I do this? Okay, Force of Willing. I can't get through this Tarmogoyf very well at the moment. They discarded Daze. Maybe, you know what I should have done? I should have played Tide Shaper and just set up a situation where I just Alpha Strike with everything. Because I can't do that right now. So I could sack Tide Shaper, get Phantasmal to resolve, and then copy, I don't know, Lord of Atlantis. This would be a 4/4. This would be a, and then I would have a bunch of power. But like, this is not a very strong creature. Because it can be targeted by anything. I regret! Okay, I'm just gonna let it resolve. Yeah, I could have played Tide Shaper, hold up Blue Elemental Blast, and that would have been a really, really strong. Okay, so I will just pass the turn for now.
Play Wasteland.
I don't want to play it because it'll show them that I have Wasteland, rather than fetch like a Volcanic Island or something.
Lord!
I don't really need a Lord. I just need a random creature. There. I could probably even attack now. Block. You take 5 damage. Threatening lethal. No, I'm just going to wait. If you have nothing in play by next turn, I win. I have 2 blue elemental blasts for a potential pyroblast. Also, like, Hexcatcher can protect. Now I might play Wasteland just to prevent them from being able to daze in response. I don't know if that's relevant. Ooh, where were you the entire time? All right, now it's just over, right? I think it's just over. This is 8 damage by itself. Yeah, it's impossible for my opponent to interact. Here, I'll just cast this Trickster.
3.
If they play
2,
Pyroblast, I just play
1.
Hexcatcher's ability. This just shows the power of Wasteland. Sorry, not Wasteland. Yeah, the power of Wasteland in this match. Sometimes coupled with Tide Shaper. Sometimes coupled with Tide Shaper. All right, we want a match. Another win against the Delver decks. Without Chalice of the Void, mind you. Who needs Chalice? I don't. I'm telling you, it's a trap. It's a trap. And it might have held back the Merfolk community for a very long time. It felt like it was working, probably because it is a good matchup without it. And it's just a win more card if it ever comes up. But it can backfire in that you could play Chalice on 2. Sorry, Chalice for 1 on turn 2. And it either gets dazed, Force of Willed, or it resolves, and it doesn't interact with the opponent enough, and you're just down a turn. That's where you're screwed.
Mr. of Secrets, yes.
Do we have any questions? Any more questions in chat?
For Pony.
Yeah, for Pony, that's right. Millmaster with the best donations. Yeah, Tom Wu said, is this the Uro version? It is sometimes very difficult to determine what anything is in this format. Like, because people have just very slight deviations by like 4 cards. That sort of does change the entire deck. And you don't know until you see the Uro online. Thoughts on new Mom Green Merfolk over Silvergale? I think it's awful. I think it's awful. I know the Merfolk community is really excited about it, and they can go play test it all they want. I'm not even going to touch it. The problem with the Wayfinder Merfolk, outside of the fact that it's green, you need to connect with the opponent to get value. So that is like, it's like Sig River Cutthroat level win more, in my opinion. Like, if you're dealing damage to your opponent repeatedly, getting in damage, like, that bar is so damn high in this game. It is so high that I think it's worthless. Like, it's definitely not worth splashing a whole color for. So Like, anyway, so I think if it was just enter the battlefield, put a land from your graveyard to the battlefield, I think that's very interesting. But you literally need to connect with that card to get anything out of it. So it's like more of a Jund like card than a Merfolk card, because they could make better use out of that. Like they can clear the blockers away, and so on. Tavern of Souls. What are we up against? Slivers? I agree, you want Caracas for Uro, but you don't want it if they don't have it. We're up against humans. Oh, what? That was a great top deck. Because I sort of wanted... I was going to play Tide Shaper just as a 1-drop. But I'd like... If this is a human deck. Oh, it's Death and Taxes. It's Death and Taxes. Okay, I figured it out. You tried to trick me. Yeah, I'm not stupid. El Gran Fatso. You got me hyped for Slivers for a minute. Yeah, I also thought it was Slivers. Like, Slivers is like sort of in the same territory as Merfolk at the moment. It's considered like D tier or F tier. I don't know where people think of Merfolk as, but like, hey, I got 4 trophies with this deck so far. 3 in this. What is this thing? Oh, maybe it's a Proliferate deck. Not Proliferate, sorry, Adventure deck. Yeah, this has to be one of those, like a Dungeoneer card or something.
Dungaroos.
Well, they just went all in. Okay, so what is this? Enters the battlefield, you take the initiative. When you attack, target attacking, so you get to make something at vigilance. So if I understand correctly, they go look through their deck for a basic land card first. Look for a basic land card. All right. All right, initiative. So the best draw would be like Phantasmal Image here. But if not, I mean, we're okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry, everyone. It's going to be fine. I'm not... I have a really positive record versus initiative, and with a Vial, like, we will steal that initiative back. Trickster or Tide Shaper? Because Tide Shaper can hit the Ancient Tomb. They already expelled, like, a Lotus Petal and a, or was it just a Lotus Petal? I mean, it was just a Lotus Petal. Keeping them at 3 mana, and then Trickster will be good for future turns. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. Because they already have the initiative anyway. Like, it's only during the upkeep, right? Or when it enters the battlefield. It's not when it deals damage. I think. Whenever one or more creatures a player controls deals damage to you, the player takes the initiative. Whenever you take the initiative at the beginning of your upkeep, venture into the Undercity. Gotcha. So it's upkeep slash well, you can get the initiative just by dealing you can take back the initiative by dealing damage, but you can't take another initiative if they deal damage to me. Oh yeah, they get to untap with this thing. Yeah, whatever, you bozo. Hopefully we draw a land that we can just play True Name. And there'll be no more initiative from you anymore. You know, when I saw the new Merfolk card, I immediately thought, this seems like an okay card that could never see play in any Merfolk deck. Like, maybe it could see play in some Merfolk deck, but, like, I think we need better payoff lands. Like, it's the type of card that's, like, good in the long game, but I just don't see where the value is in the early game. Don't interact with my Tide Shaper, please. What does this guy do? There's a battlefield. Look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Okay, that's fine. I've got a Vial. So if they choose, like, Lord of Atlantis, for example, I'll just Vial it in. I don't care. Where's the initiative, Merfolk? Hey, we were sort of looking at that in the Discord. They should have their own use. Have you played against the Ancient in person? No, I haven't played against that deck, King Ginger. I have no idea what you're even talking about. So what is this? This is literally the Paulo Vito card, right? But it's 3/3 with Vigilance. Did they name something yet? Guess they're still thinking about it.
They're gonna name Lord of Atlantis.
Did we go through all the Zelda music already? Yeah, I guess so. Gotta get more. Ether Vial. Oh, activated abilities. Does this get turned off if I trickster it?
We're about to find out.
Well, no, we're not. Well, I guess we are, because I will tap this thing.
How deep do these layers go?
The stupid buzzard. Like, I want to say it. No, it doesn't as far as I know. I can't remember how it worked with Meddling Mage. I think it worked like that with... Activate ability was chosen to its own name to cost 2 more to activate unless they're mana abilities. Well, we're going to find out. I'm pretty sure it actually turns it off, because I think this is similar to Meddling Mage, and Meddling Mage was turned off. I'm pretty sure Meddling Mage was turned off temporarily, but I don't know for sure. All right. Can I just put it in play? Yay! We can. Oh, that honestly, it's not very relevant. It's just puts a creature in play. All right. I have the initiative now, buddy. Who has the initiative now? So now I can like double block these guys if I need to. And then we can play True Name on a future turn. Okay, I have the initiative. Tide Shaper gonna do you in. I've definitely killed my opponent with the initiative before. Okay, give me my land, because I actually really want it badly. It puts a 2020 Ward 2 Trampler onto the field. No, I've never seen that deck. It's probably Glass Cannon. I'm only playing against good decks. So my plan is chump block Dungeoneer with Lord of Atlantis, and then chump block Peacekeeper with Trickster if they go in for an attack with both. If they don't, I'll just chump block the Dungeoneer with Trickster, and that's fine with me. And then I'll play True Name, and then it can just block things for perpetually. Alright, that's fine. So it's basically just going to trade with the Lord of Atlantis. Sorry, it's going to trade with my Trickster. Elite Spellbinder. Oh, this guy gets to play cards on top of their library. Whenever you attack, target attacking something gains protection from creatures. It explores? What the hell? That's broken. Okay, well, I'll block. What, I can't block this thing? Where you attack? Target attacking gains protection from... Oh, Crete? What the hell? That's what I can't do anything about this. Alright, no Bloxies, I guess. It's gonna be a hell of a slugfest. So I take 7. So I really need a Trickster for this. I screwed up big time. Okay, and then I'm just dying. Okay, well, that's an interaction I just learned right now. Whenever you attack, target attacking Cleric, Rogue, or Wizard gains protection from creatures until end of turn. I thought I just untapped. What is the full range? I thought it untaps itself. Target attacking Cleric, Rogue, or Wizard gains protection from creatures until end of turn. It explores. Is there like more words on this card than I see normally? I could have swore it like had some other ability. Okay, so I'm dead. Hold on. What is this? Seasoned Dungeoneer card do? Whenever you attack, target attacking Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, Wizard gains protection from creatures until end of turn. It explores. How did it untap before? Did I miss something? Or maybe it didn't untap. Maybe I'm just seeing ghosts. It is like True Name for them. Is it legendary? It's not even legendary. Okay, cards we want. Trickster. Was it just mono white? I think it was just mono white. If it was red, or if we had some sign that it was red, I'd bring in the blue Elemental Blast and the Hydro Blasts. I don't know what to do here. Or what to take out. Okay, I definitely want Image. Definitely want Trickster. Maybe Silver Gill Adept is not necessary. Mistcaller is probably fine just to have some little dork out. Or maybe I'm wrong. Does the dork matter? Yeah, I'm going to want a curve. I have a feeling it's not useful anywhere else. Or do I? Oh no, whoops! Dismember. I need dismember. Okay, dork is gone. Good enough. Submit. If you played against the previous version of Initiative, the untapping came from the White Plume Adventure. Oh, I was mistaking the card. I did not play against the old one, but I saw White Plume Adventure. So that's what I just thought it was, but that card's banned. Well, we gotta keep these. Apparently they've got a lot of taxing cards for our Ether Vial, so that could be all poop on us. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in the Caracas, but I just don't know how many legendaries there are in this deck. Fortunately, in Minneapolis, I won't be able to look all these things up on Goldfish every day. Or every opponent. Gotta go in with what knowledge I got at the time. And unfortunately, my opponents will basically know my deck list because it's very similar to regular Merfolk deck lists. But Initiative's not super popular, so whatevers. Oh yeah, it's still tearing up Vintage. Well, I think it won the Vintage Championship. Yeah, there's no Initiative Merfolk. That's what we need, is Initiative Merfolk. That's what was missing from this deck. This hand, honestly, is not really that good. I mean, I don't mind True Name Nemesis. That's fine, but I'd prefer this hand had more of the chunkier lords and also just interaction.
What happened?
Well, I lost game 1. We're going into game 2.
When you trickstered the thing, did it free up the Ether Vial?
It did, actually. It did do that. All right. Usually I like to start off with a bunch of lords, but I would like to curve into my True Name Nemesis, so I will reveal True Name Nemesis. Force of Will. I do like that card for this matchup. That's a really big one, because if they go like land, Spirit Guide, something, then that's like, it's a 2 for 2. See, look at that. Simeon's maybe two Simeon Spirit Guides. Oh no, sorry. They've got the Cavernous Souls. I'm an idiot. So they're going to make this thing uncounterable. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, that's legal. You take the initiative. I will be able to maybe kill this Dungeoneer, though. My opponent would be so kind to let me attack them. Has protection from creatures. Yeah, that is... Well, it's a more expensive True Name. It's got a bigger butt than True Name. I do get my land. Okay, so... I think I'm fine attacking with everything. And then if they block, I'll just spew out 2 creatures. And then depending on what they do, I might Force a Will or something. Because I can't, like, this thing has protection from creatures anyway, so I'm never going to be able to block it, and then it's going to be enormous at some point. So at least maybe I can take the initiative, as they say.
Jump to conclusions, Matt.
Yeah, the jump to conclusions, Matt. Okay, they are going to block. Be the weirdest bluff of all time. What could possibly go wrong here? Oh, they're thinking about it. That's good that they're thinking about it. They're like, what is the cost to me letting them take the initiative for 1 turn? Because I'm just going to take it back next turn. Damn, it feels good to be a gangsta. I've killed so many initiative players with their own damn initiative crap. Hopefully this is going to be an example of that. Now's a pretty good time for Tide Shape or Wasteland on that damn Cavernous Souls, though. Choosing the block. Final answer. Yeah, okay. So I'll put a Hex Catcher and a Lord in play. Or a Master of the Pearl Trident. And be prepared to dump this Hex Catcher. Okay. I don't have the initiative, but you don't have that dickhole.
And he wasted a lot of cards to get him out.
Yeah, but the opponent gets a lot of cards out of this. Now that I work in an office space isn't a comedy anymore. It's tragedy. Yeah, it's real life. Scry too. Oh, they're in trouble. Oh, I guess Forge sucks. But they can't go trap anymore. Yeah, this side is garbage. I don't really care. Is everything a human? I hope not. It's a shame because as a Commander player, initiative is so fun in Commander, it just didn't think it through for poor Legacy. They could also just, well, I mean, I think it's fine to just ban the stuff. I mean, now that they banned the 3-mana one, everything is fine. Like, initiative is not taking over the format in any way. It's nothing special. When I started playing Legacy, I was seeing a lot of it. I think it was, I started playing Legacy somewhat fresh off the banning of White Plume Adventurer. But, like, I barely see initiative anymore. I mean, this is a rare showing for initiative. You don't have another one, do you? Rude! Okay, can't be countered.
Doesn't have haste, though.
Take the initiative. Again, so you're gonna go what? He's gonna stash? Create a treasure token? Cavern of Souls is broken. Ban Cavern of Souls. Wait a minute. Where's that guy? Gru, with the minions. Grub? Groob? Gru, yeah, Gru. I'm like Gru on the board. First we ban... to kill initiative, first we ban Cavern of Souls. Ban Cavern of Souls. Okay, so we have a good attack still to take the initiative. Again. Because we can just cleanly attack with this Master of the Pearl Trident. Oh, thank God. Well, this is a bit late, though. Attack!
Wasteland is never late. It's always on time.
Do not Swords to Plowshares me, I swear. Because I have to get rid of my true name. Oh, congratulations, Soraka. 2-0 in the tourney with Smooth Brain Stompy. It still got it. Diaz! Hey, this is the first time I catch you streaming a game. Normally I only get your reactions videos. So yeah, believe it or not, I do play this game. Believe it or not. Welcome to the algorithm. They do go for the block. All right.
Didn't learn the last time.
I have a feeling they have Swords to Plowshares or something. Which in that case, I might have to burn my Force of Will on... I might have to use my Force of... Oh, Solitude. This is not how I want to use this card at all. True name is quite valuable in this matchup. I still don't have the initiative, damn it. How do I get this fabled initiative? No! Now what do I do? So I have to like sack my Master of the Pearl Trident to protect versus swords? I could do nothing about this.
And get some extra life out of it.
Yeah, well, it's not worth a whole lot compared to what I've lost. Well, if they want to attack with the Dungeoneer, maybe now I can get the initiative.
Get that damn cap.
I think it was better to probably Swords to Plowshare this. Then I have to sack my Master of the Pearl Trident to counter it. And, oh, they're afraid of maybe another Hex Catcher. Yeah, I get it. Alright, well, I didn't have that. Guess I go after the stupid Ancient Tomb. Because it's just more mana now. I don't have any counter spells in hand. Oh, maybe I could have still wanted... There's still a lot of double white cards in this deck. Alright, do whatever you want. They get like a 4-1 or something. Honestly, Daze was great in this matchup, but I just didn't see this matchup nearly enough to keep playing it. Playing Daze. That was the problem. Like, Daze is great in this matchup. They, like, burn so many resources, and then you just, like, pick up a land Daze. It was backbreaking, but, like, how many initiatives have I seen even over the last... I saw it a lot when I started, but then I just went to this super huge drive. Like, I've played against it once in the last 55 matchups, so it's basically not worth even playing around. Now they're going to be on defense. Yeah, I'm going to use that True Name right now. What is this last one? Reveal the top 10 cards of your library. Put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. That sounds... With 3+1/+1 counters on it. Gets hexproof. Yeah, that sounds broken. Okay, they just have everything. I'm not winning this one. Whoops, I took my Vial up to 3 for no reason. I cannot... What's going on here? Stop clicking through my stuff. I mean, I'll oops, undo. I'll play my Lord, but it's pointless. I accidentally clicked my Vial up to 3. I sometimes do silly stuff when I'm basically stone dead. What's the initiative mechanic? A creature with initiative enters the battlefield, and it turns on this Undercity card, and then you go down. You get an ability. Oh, do they sack the Undercity? Oh, we don't have an Undercity anymore. Solitude. Okay, that's fine. Here, we can concede. We can move on from here. They had a very, very, very good hand. Between the like, I think I only need to counter like one creature. And probably we take the initiative.
Shout out to his username though, Emrakul.
Oh yeah, double thumbs up. All right, so we lose to initiative. I think the matchup should be fine. It shouldn't be that outrageously terrible. And I think our hand was not great. If we had things like Phantasmal Image or just easily curved into True Name Nemesis, that could change a lot. The way the game played out, I had to waste my True Name I didn't think I had to waste my True Name Nemesis. But I guess I did. Or maybe I could have played differently. Maybe I didn't have to make that attack. I just played True Name and pass, and then put the onus on my opponent to make some attacks. But anyway, okay, that was round 3. Let's go into round 4. Yeah, now I think about it, I could have played... It just seemed so free. I guess I'm just not familiar with the blue-white, or sorry, the mono-white initiative deck. I don't have enough experience against it. But yeah, like Solitude is totally obvious. I was just too vulnerable there. They had the treasure token for Swords to Plowshares. I should just play True Name Pass. And then we are guaranteed to take the initiative next turn, no matter what they do. You won the die. Would you like to play first? I would love to go first. One lander on play, no good for me. Mulligan. One lander with Vial. That's great. Keep. This is where you should look up your opponent online and then see if
perfectly
they
legal.
play what the hell they play. Because this, I might ship the Tide Shaper. I might ship the True Name. My opponent's named Epic Things. So like before I look, if I might ship the Trickster in the blind, actually. In the absolute blind, and then I have a balance between Mistcaller and True Name against a range of decks. Our opponent plays black-green, apparently, whatever the hell that means.
That was in 2021.
Oh yeah, it's really old, so it's probably useless. There's so many times I look up my opponent online and it's useless. Okay, I'll put away the Trickster. Maybe put away Miscall. No, I get rid of Trickster. This gives you a fighting chance versus a lot of combo decks. Also, it's just nice on the curve. Trickster is like really mediocre versus a lot of stuff. It's just very good versus Delver. but I'm not a fan of it. See, here we go. This could be show and tell. Or not. What, again? Again, this card? This deck? They put one land in play. This thing's toast. This is hilarious. Where did this mono white initiative deck come from? The chosen card is Etherval.
Up your butt and around the corner.
Now I want that Trickster back. So we need lands now. Oh, we got the Trickster. Trickster's on the way. And on curve, too. Well, hopefully they don't do anything for a few turns, but who knows? Because they could wait until they can play like another Lotus Petal land, get Dungeoneer in play. They have some room to just dick around. They'll choose to do nothing for now. They're gonna lose that land. Please don't have Lotus Petal attach this. I can't deal with a Seasoned Dungeoneer on turn 2. This seems like it's gonna be a Dungeoneer though. They were saving it. Yeah.
So stupid.
The Wrath! The Wrath of Mono White Initiative is back! Oh, well, I can't be too unhappy. It's not like Daze would have done anything to this guy. But Daze could have done something to this guy. I would never have let that thing... Oh, no, but they had Simian Spirit Guide in hand. Probably. Yes. Okay. Okay. I can deal with this. So... I think I'll be playing Cavern of Souls and passing. And then that gives me the room to let them attack. I'll Trickster the Anointed Peacekeeper in combat. Like, in combat, if... Or anything. Maybe I'll block it, actually. Because I could Trickster, put a Lord in play, and then block it. We'll see what our opponent does. Or maybe they'll put all the counters on the Seasoned Dungeoneer. I don't know. Oh, they are going to put it on the Peacekeeper. Okay. Ah, good. We're up against a red version, so I can bring in the Elemental Blasts. Beginning of combat, Trickster. Too big for me. And I want my Violin locked for one more turn. Target attacking Cleric, Rogue, or Warrior, and you are one of those. Oh, that's interesting. So you have Bolt or something? So I'll Violin Silvergill Adapt, hoping to draw land. Actually, what I can do is just Alpha Strike versus them, take the initiative, get a land. Oh, that's nice. I like that. So I can pitch the Mass of the Pearl Trident. And then we go on to an initiative war.
Big.
Okay, got the land. How much? What's the tax? So I can tap it, but I can pay 2. Food abilities cost 2 more to activate. Charge! Don't be afraid of that Dungeoneer. It's pathetic. That is interesting. Okay. How did that Embercold person hit him for 7 damage? Nikachu had 14 life. He went to 4 somehow. Oh, there was a trap for. Look up Undercity on Google. It does a lot of It does a lot of stuff. That's all I'll say. Okay, for a land. We got a land. Not that I need it. Okay, we put the True Name in play. So now we will perpetually get our own initiative. So they can attack me for 8.
$1.
Sorry, hold on. It's more than 8. It's like 13 because of trap. Target player loses 5 life. It's a trap. Okay, we're only going to attack with this. Very cute. They found Seasoned Dungeoneer on the top of their library. The hell is that? Whenever you attack, target attacking cleric. Oh my god, any card explores? What kind of bullshit is this?
It's legacy.
Yeah, apparently. Okay, so they're gonna trap me. I'm gonna go to 6. It's a trap. Yeah, I lose 5 life. So I have to deal with this thing. Or I have to deal with this thing, really. So I need more tricksters. Or a phantasmal image. Can't be. Oh, I'm dead, aren't I? Yeah, you are also human. But at least Pyroblast can blow you up. These Force of Wills are usually more playable in this match. Like, yeah, they got Cavern of Souls and stuff in the deck. The Force of Wills usually see a little bit more play than this. I don't know how to beat this stupid anointed Peacekeeper, so we need to... where are we here? I can just forge only. Yeah, I think I can only forge, and then that's about it. And then they're gonna play Seasoned Dungeoneer, and I'm just gonna be stone dead. I can't beat this pro creature thing. At least not at the moment. All right, so I'll attack for some sum of damage. Yeah, unfortunately, it just doesn't matter.
Hit them counters.
Actually, what else is there? Lost Well. That does not help me. I'm just dead.
What, you're not gonna take 2+2+, or the 2+1+1?
I can't beat this anointed Peacekeeper.
Alright.
I mean, I could play on to bluff something, but I don't want to. Okay, Blue Elemental Blast and Hydro Blast will be playable. Trickster is playable. Dismember is good. These are cards I wanted last game, particularly the Dismembers. I don't think Mistcaller is any good here, outside of just being something I can play early. Are there any? I don't think there's any legendaries in that deck. Cards I also still don't want. Silvergill Adept looks sad. Panda. And maybe one Force of Will can go. Maybe Silvergill Adept's better than Hexcatcher. I don't know. As I say that, this hand looks really pathetic. Yeah, Silvergill would look a lot better than the Hexcatcher here. Like, it's a Lord, but it's pretty soft by itself. So I play land, they go land. Play Hexcatcher. They play Dungeoneer or something. I play Phantasmal Image, copy it. Such a vulnerable Lord, too. Okay, I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna hope that Tide Shaper does something. No guarantees. Not really impressed with this hand, though. If I can counter this. Wow, there's just nothing's going my way. Yeah, the hand is just full of too many cards. Like too many 2-drops to ignore playing Chalice on turn 2. What the hell is this? Containment Priest. Okay. turns off Vile. Okay, this is going to be interesting because I finally have Phantasmal Image. They're probably going to... I don't know what they're going to name. Maybe they'll name Phantasmal Image. Going Tide Shaper on Cavernous Souls is not that backbreaking. I mean, they could just ignore it. Well, they named the Hexcatcher. Alright, Hexcatcher is the hardest to make use out of from here.
Stream sniping.
No, they can see it. They can look at my hand. Look at an opponent's hand, choose any card. They're allowed.
Legal. Like, that's too suspicious.
Legal stream sniping. And I can still play Hexcatcher, it's just I have to pay with a tax of 2. Spellbinder. This is just mono white beatdown.
You're getting the beatdown.
So hold on. So you exile a card. You may exile an online card from it. For as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it, but a spell cast this way costs 2 more to cast. Alright. So I took my Phantasmal Image now. Okay, so I could nail the City of Traders that they're really screwed on mana. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. So they can't even play a Dungeoneer off of this if they top deck a land. And pass. But undoubtedly, I am not ahead here. So I probably have to double block this, which is going to be really unfortunate. Oh, great. Oh, good. Yeah, that thing costs 4 mana. Because this is 6 damage. I just can't take this much damage. So I guess they're planning on this thing going to be free, and then they're going to play the red initiative guy. Yeah, maybe I should have sided out Hexcatcher, kept Silvergill. Drawing cards seems useful in this matchup. They can equally be blown out by Fury. Oh, so they freed up the human one. They kept the City of Traders down. Thanks, Henrik. Mother 3 music is the best. What the fuck? Mana screw them does nothing! Chaos of Adventurer. Blah, blah, blah. What is it, 2 more or 3 more? No, it's just 2 more. Okay, so ideally I draw land and I can just re-steal the initiative from them. Ideally. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop. I can now use my Vial. Vial's activated.
Vial Online?
Yeah, Vial Online. Oh no, the Containment Priest is still there. Well, now I just look stupid. I was so excited. What did this thing name? Oh no, it named Hexcatcher. I got them all wrong. Okay, so this is good, but not great. Okay, so we blow this thing up. I can attack, steal the initiative. Certainly use a Hexcatcher again. What a butcher job! How close are they? They're gonna forge. I need to get rid of this thing, and I don't know how. I don't have the tools! Or I'm just a little too far behind. What's my opinion on it? I think it's fine in Legacy. Like, it's getting crushed. It's just funny that I'm playing against 2 initiative decks back to back right now. Or maybe I was seeing an underrepresentation of initiative. I don't know. See, attack me for 3, put 2 counters on this thing, which means I'm dead next turn, so I have to deal with this Elite Spellbinder or I'm dead. You like the mechanic, though? I think it's fine. Like, I don't really care.
I think it's neat.
I think it's completely fine. It's a little, it's like it speeds the game up, that's for sure. These are beautiful cards I'm getting at the wrong time. Okay, so in order to deal with this Elite Spellbinder, I need to play the Phantasmal Image. What else do I need to do? It's the only way I can block. So I'm gonna get trapped next turn. It's only 2, right? Fortunately, I can double block this. And I can exile something of theirs. Alright. Oh, but and then I'll have nothing. No, but if I have nothing in play, I'm going to Solitude. Of course. Our opponents most certainly have never not had it at this point in this match. Or in both of them. Show idea. Cards that are bomb in Legacy, but stinkers in Modern. I think it would appeal to a very narrow crowd. There are 51 people here watching this Legacy stream. I don't think enough people would be able to relate to both formats. Okay, now what do I do? I'm gonna get trapped next turn. I'm gonna lose 5 life. So, and they only have to do is attack with Elite Spellbinder in order to make that happen. So you attack me for 3, I lose 5 life, I go to 1, I still need to find an answer to that thing. Alright, well I guess we just pass the turn. Because I could attack. If I attack with both to steal the initiative, they'll just block my Tide Shaper. I'll deal 1. What am I gonna? I'm gonna Forge. This is the crappiest Phantasm. This is crappiest everything that could possibly happen.
It wasn't great.
The Daze deck would have been a lot better. The Daze deck. Go to 1. I like being at 1. Feels dangerous. I can't scry 2. It's useless. Okay, Trickster. Nope. I can't draw what I wanted. A Trickster or Dismember would be very, very good here. Did I even have a Trickster once this game? It was my mistake. I probably should have kept the stupid Hexcatcher. Hexcatcher wasn't relevant. I will concede. Alright. I lose twice to the damn initiative deck. And cleanly. 0-2-0-2. Oh man, it was as bad as it could possibly be. The thing that really... I had Force of Will in like, I don't know, 3 of those 4 of those matches. And they had Cavernous Souls every single game. If they don't have Cavernous Souls, we're in very good shape. Of course, they do have Cavernous Souls. That's just how it is. But that's their only means of getting uncountable creatures. And I didn't draw Wasteland. Like, I do have answers to Cavernous Souls, Wasteland and Tide Shaper. But every single time I have Tide Shaper, it's too late. Or I guess I had Force of Will, but not Tide Shaper. So we won the die roll. Going into match 5 of playing Legacy. Monster CC says, I hate initiative in Pauper. I don't think I've experienced it there. Or maybe I wasn't playing at the time. Yeah, I think it's I didn't experience initiative in the Pauper match. Did I just miss it? Maybe. Okay, we won the die roll. Start off with an island and pass. We have a nice curve. Turn to Silvergill Adapt into True Name into whatever we want to do. Maybe Phantasmal Image the True Name or the Lord of Atlantis. Chalice on 1 is useless. It was quite a bit useless. Yeah, I can play Cavern of Souls. Merfolk. Show True Name. I think it's Mono Red Prison. Which is not an easy matchup, but we do have True Name, so I am optimistic. Oh god, it's initiative again? Again? For the 3rd time in a row? Mono white, are you kidding me? You've got to be kidding me. At least in this case, I have a good hand. Like, I've got True Name on curve. And they didn't have any of their busted starts, but like 3 times in a row? Okay, we need to get our revenge. At least one of these matches, we need to get our revenge. No excuses. And I will most definitely be using Phantasmal Image copying True Name. It's initiative again! Or is it? I don't remember initiative playing that card. What is going on here? Okay, just in case my opponent has Mana Tithe, I'll play Phantasmal Image, copy True Name. Attack with both. They block with a Shaman, I don't care. That's fine. Just redeploy Silvergill Adept. Lords. Okay, we won. I'm pretty sure this is initiative, even though we didn't see a single initiative card. I'm gonna play as if it was. What did we do last time? Got rid of Mist Caller. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of Hexcatcher this time. It's just an awkward Lord. I'll get rid of 1 Force of Will. Maybe I should take out a Trickster instead of or maybe I take out 1 Silvergill instead of a Force of Will. Like, Force of Will's still good, even if I have Cavern of Souls, because you can counter Fury, you can counter Solitude. 1 lander on the draw, no good. Mulligan. This hand just, like, does nothing. Yeah, Force of Will, no extra blue cards. I have 1 Dismember. I'm gonna mulligan again. I'm not a fan of this hand either, but I guess I'll keep dump to land, maybe an Ottawa just in case they play Blood Moon on me. We'll save a Force of Will just in case. Could it be a weird form of Strawberry Cheesecake with Chalice? I have no idea what Strawberry Cheesecake is. Oh, that is great, as usual. I have Force of Will, and they have Cavern of Souls. But you know what we have this time? We have Wasteland. So F your Cavern. Damn it. So finally, things going my way. That's how this deck is supposed to interact. Oh, I like seeing City of Traders. They're going all in. F that card too. True Name is the better card, so I'm just gonna hold on to that one. This is the all-in I'm talking about that this deck does. Okay, they might do this again. See, that should have happened the other 2 times. That was BS. All right, what do I think about the deck? I think the deck is great. I get a lot of 3-2s and 4-1s, and I've gotten, of course, you want to see, let's look at my, you want to see my, can we see it? Oh yeah, it was fast. They went all in, and they lost. They didn't have Cavern of Souls this time, because I had Wasteland for that stupid cavern. Where am I here? I have 3 trophies.
You're near the top.
I mean, you're the top? Oh, you're right. Nikachu, there I am. Can you see me? Oh, you can't see. Hold on. There we go. Nikachu, 3 trophies. This is not a garbage deck. This is a great deck. It's a beautiful deck, and it's definitely what I'm going to be playing for Minneapolis. Show the data. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Let's update the data. I'm going to update the data. So what did we win against? I know I lost to... let's see. What were my matchups? I can't remember. I know the initiative, I won once. Sorry. 2. And I lost twice. What did I beat, though? I also beat... oh, some red-green deck. Well, I think it was some sort of Maverick. I'm going to put in this... it was a Grist deck, so I'm going to put in the Mavericks category. And we beat... oh, Delver. We beat Delver for the millionth time. Okay, so let's have an updated version of the data. Because we all love data. I love data. Alright, so here's the updated version. Yeah, so now we're running at 71, little under 72%, because we lost to that stupid initiative deck twice. And they had sick hands. Like, I would say they had good hands and we had bad hands. So that both of them combined didn't interact very well. Any reason in particular for not running days? Because I'm siding it out very often, and I have now found that most of the matchups where I want to bring in days, I can beat them anyway. Like that initiative deck. Although I would say days is still pretty good versus initiative for the most part. Yeah, it's a nice healthy win percentage over what, 60 matches? It's over 60 matches. And I think this deck is underrated. I think Legacy Merfolk is underrated. It's not the deck. I want to be very clear. It's not the deck, it's the approach. I think you can have a way higher win rate versus let's bring that Delver win rate around here. It's an open challenge to anyone else to have a better win rate than me and Delver. You know, record your... I'm killing it versus Delver. With this newer version, what are we at here? Where's the Delver matchup? Well, I don't know what 5 divided by 6 is. But it's killing it! Oh, by the way, this one loss wasn't even Delver. It was just Blue-Red Murktide. That one loss that you see there is just Blue-Red Murktide, but it fit into the Delver archetype better than anywhere else. So I might as well just put it there. Same, I was killing it with Legacy Fish pre-initiative, and I think this deck can kill it post-initiative. There's nothing wrong with this archetype. What are the paper and Magic the Gathering Online differences for Legacy? There's some differences, nothing big, or at least in my opinion, nothing to worry about. Maybe you need to, like, maybe some of the Green Sun Zenith decks you have to think about a little bit differently because they have better tutor targets. But this is the stats so far. Some things that I might think about. I am thinking about Sveilun. Not gonna lie, I think Sveilun is an interesting include, but I would have to take out Phantasmal Image for it. And I don't know if I'm prepared to do that because Phantasmal Image is still good versus Reanimator, Show and Tell, and even Initiative. So it's good versus Initiative as well. So I don't know how I feel about that yet. Maybe I could remove a Trickster, add a Phantasmal Image, but like Phantasmal Image can be really clunky sometimes, and I really don't want to ever lose to Delver, so I'm maximizing on the Tricksters to make sure I crush Delver clean. Is there a weird attraction deck in paper? Not that I know of. Nothing good, at least. Like, people definitely... there is actually, I think, a combo deck that uses attractions for something. But anyway, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it. And it is time for us to move on to Modern. Take care.